Welcome aboard to A Pirate's Life. I'm your host, Bosun Skeleton. Matelotage was a form of gay marriage among pirates that was more of a business partnership than a love match. These civil unions honored by ship captains and other shipmates were a way to consolidate their earnings, so that when one of them died, the other would inherit their wealth and any property they left behind. These relationships were not always without love, even though the common thread from historians for similar relationships in history is they were very good friends.
And they were roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
These marriages were obviously a taboo subject during the golden age of piracy, and they were not typically spoken of at port or even written about in ship records. French pirates were often more tolerant of these unions and would allow their crew members to speak openly about them on safe havens like Tortuga. There are actual records despite the lack of support from society at the time. In 1699, a signed and dated document made it known that by these presents that Francis Reed and John Bevis are entered in courtship together. These men, Reed and Bevis, were documented as pirates in criminal records at the time. Captain Robert Culliford, hated rival of Captain Kidd, was also in a seamanship with fellow pirate John Swan. One well-known pirate who would not accept any homosexual relationships or attitudes on his ship was Bartholomew Roberts. If Black Bart heard you had any romantic or sexual feelings for a shipmate, he would politely ask you to leave. Justin kidding, you would die. This extended to heterosexual relationships as well, as Black Bart would sentence you to a short drop and a sudden stop, even if you'd lost your doubloons over a woman. Ironically, Bart used the precedent of sodomy being outlawed in English law to legitimize their executions. Sounds like he was compensating for something.
Your hair! What are you, gay?
Yeah.
Even into the 19th and 20th century, literature was unkind to seamanships, making the relationships between buccaneers specifically very homoerotic. Despite the information we have, the nature of the relationship between pirates is not fully known and can only be speculated on because of the very few extant records. Love is love. Happy Pride Month from A Pirate's Life.